kids had gone out with well, one of her kids had gone out with the dad. We kind of clicked on a bit that she had obviously been talking to Jareth. Got Jareth. Yeah, and then we went onto TikTok and searched her name, and we found a lot of stuff, and it kind of clicked on the people that we were blocking. It kind of made a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
So we outed her on WhatsApp, and then I think it was a few days later she kind of disappeared a little bit. She does need to be exposed. We've tried this already, and she outed my address for it.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm keeping my name, my face, everything out of it. I am known, I'm becoming infamous as the cleaner, because that's what people refer to me as. I couldn't actually change my name to that, because it was obviously it's quite a recent account, because my last one's suspended at the moment. But as soon as, I think the 30th, I can change the name on my account, and I will put myself as the cleaner so people know who I am.
See, Observer knows the story already. Do you mind maybe telling your bit of the story while she's recording? It's just because she's already screen recorded our story, you see.
Of course, no problem. But, I mean, also, as she says, but I'll be in the box on the live tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So a lot of people will get that anyhow. But yeah, no, I know her through her ex-landlord. He's a very good friend of mine. I've known him for years and years. And I also do some of the cleaning work for him, so the end of tenancy cleans and things like that. But we're all very close. There's quite a close group knit of friends. So I'd sort of known of the struggles of non-payment of rent and things like that. You know, you have a drink, you have a chat, he has a whinge. That's what you do with friends, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what really gets me is when Wendy keeps going on about the fact of how does she know what furniture I had? Well, because I was there the day the locks got changed. I went with him and recorded it. He did everything by the book. And the day that the flat went back into his possession, we video recorded everything to make sure it was all noted and there was proof of everything. So I saw what was left behind. They went with just bags. And the only other things they really collected from the flat were boxes and a few more clothes. All furniture and things, everything was left behind. All big pieces of furniture, all the beds, sofas, fridge freezers. I don't understand what other big stuff they've got in storage because it all had to be removed. So, but the thing is, I found out that she was going live and making up all this rubbish about this supposed electrical fire that had burnt through the ceiling and, you know, we need money for this. We haven't got anything. And I couldn't stand it. It drove me nuts. I had to intervene and say something because it's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying her out the landlord as being this blimmin' con man, which he is really not. If anything, they completely trashed the flat. It has cost quite a bit for him to get the flat up and running, but I couldn't stand to see her sprouting all this rubbish and claiming there was a huge electrical fire and they had to flee in the night. And oh my god! So it's a load of rubbish. It's utter rubbish.
They left everything minus the things that they needed. They left everything that Becky had bought them. Literally, the fridge, everything. They left everything that Becky bought, which would be the gaming desk, the gaming chair. I think it was the gaming chair, was it?
Yeah, gaming chair was there as well. To be honest, nothing was really in much of a fit state to keep because of the amount of fleas and dirt in that property. Most of it had to be binned. It was all disgusting.
It makes me laugh to this day. The fact that they blaming the fact the fleas were there from day dot when it wasn't. The fleas were there when they turned around and said that the cats and the dog had fleas. Christina, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, do they still owe money to Becky? I won't confirm or deny that until Christina tells me.
They do. Well, I know they owe money to Becky, definitely, yes.
Yeah, they still owe over £1,000 and currently she's refusing to pay it.
There is an audio recording. She's refusing to pay. There's an audio recording on my page that I uploaded yesterday, I believe.
It was yesterday, yeah.
Which is, it does a little clip of them in the car with her admitting how much that she does owe Becky money and that she plans on paying her back. And then I added an audio recording to the end that she sent Becky a couple of days ago saying that she's not going to pay her back because she thinks she's money laundering. And
I did hear that one. Basically, Wendy thinks Becky is money laundering when she's not.
Yeah.
She's just point blank refusing to pay her the money that she owes.
Yeah, that's her excuse not to pay her back is because she says she's money laundering. So
because it didn't come from her PayPal, it come from her mother's.
Yeah, that's not the definition of money laundering.
But that's like me saying That's like me saying to Christina or Milo in the box saying that, oh, by the way, I'm going to give you this amount of money, but it is going to come from this account. That doesn't mean it's money laundering.
No, exactly. It's not.
And the best thing is that audio, it says that she's going to go to Citizens Advice, right? When she sent that audio, Citizens Advice would have been closed.
Yeah, she probably didn't go there and then. That's just her threat. She probably won't even go. I think it's just a scare tactic to try and stop Becky from pursuing her for the money. She's hoping Becky will just let it go and not fight for it.
She won't, no, she won't, because I've told her when we exposed Wendy the first time, we told Becky we would be, I mean, this is why I still talk to Becky now, we will be with her every step of the way.
Yeah.
And Becky,
They're going to get away with it.
Becky, if you're watching, or Christina, if you can let Becky know, she's more than happy to message me if she needs to. But I'm just saying this, when this live was not supposed to be like an awareness live about Wendy, we've just invited people who we would just like to, sounds really bad, we would like to just air our opinions about Wendy, right?
Yeah.
We were part of the drama, we were part of the awareness lives, we did all of that, we had nothing to do with it. For the last, 3-4 months, we've had drama free. We've watched from the sidelines of every other awareness page that has come from it all. But
we only stopped because she come into the live on mine and outed my address. And I'm sorry, right? But it was so easy to find her address the first time. So
all you've got to do,
she can play tit for tat. The difference between me and Wendy, I would never out someone's address with kids in that property. Yeah, I would never out anyone's address in deliberately anyway, right? But I had her old address for months. I had information on her for months. I never outed it. Never.
Yeah.
Right. She got my address off Emma 2021. And I will say, Emma, if you're watching, she got it off her, right? Out the fact that she wanted the drama. And now the drama has turned on Emma 2021. Now Wendy wants her address. Wendy will do anything for anyone's address because Wendy doesn't like the fact that when she gets outed, she is not in power. You don't give your address out. It's as simple as that. Why would you give your address out?
No, that's the one thing I've always said. I will never lower myself to that sort of thing. I don't make derogatory marks. Do you know what I mean? Mine is quite literally, I just want people to know what's happening. If I can see on one of their videos or one of their lives that something they've sprouted is utter rubbish and utter lies, then yeah, I will counteract it and I'll say, actually, that's not true. And I'll do my darndest to bring up the evidence to prove that, because it's just wrong.
I think the thing is, right, is when we were exposed, it did go too far. Don't get me wrong, it did. I'll admit that, because I was classed as a paedophile. I'd recorded a clip of her and her child calling me names, and I uploaded it in the heat of the moment. I didn't cover his face, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I didn't. Yeah. They then call me a paedophile on live, so I come onto live. I won't mention it ever again. I come onto live and I outed something that I knew.
Yeah.
I outed it. In the heat of the moment, I outed it really, really, really badly. I think we had 300 people in. I told 300 people. And after that, obviously my address got leaked. The person that we were talking to, Emma 2021, went back and told her my address. They come into my live and mentioned Durham, but they didn't spell it right. So obviously me, cockily, that you spelled it wrong. It's Durham. I live in Durham. Yep. Okay. My partner was in the background and said, well, if you come to my address, we've got kids, you're not going to leave the property. It's as simple as that. Defence. Yeah. Everyone's aware that my partner was in the army. It's been it's been outed all over live. You know, I have videos of the recording where they were talking about it. Yeah. So we stopped because obviously, see, Observer remembers this, because obviously I have kids. So I sensibly stopped. A group of us then disconnected. A few of us stayed, a few of us disconnected. A few of them ran back to Wendy because they believed that Wendy had contacted the police over an OF video. We had an OF video recording. Obviously, we used that against her. We did. It went a bit too far. You know, it ended up being from scamming to her talking to her child sexually. Which we outed. You've received the videos today.
Yes, I have seen that, yeah.
So it went a bit more personal. You know, she was lying about DV, using DV as an excuse to why she's coming on scamming. Observer knows all about it. Observer had all the videos. I still have them if you want them. I'm not bothered anymore. She can crack on with it. You know, if
I
she
mean,
wants to go as low as leaking someone's address, she's more than welcome to. I'm not going to do it to her. I have a new address, but I'm not going to leak it. Obviously, I'll clarify in this live. I didn't get it off you, and I didn't get it off Becky. I got it off someone else.
I think a lot of people have got her new address, so they say to me they've got a new address, but I'm not interested in that sort of info. So it's not something I do.
She gives it to anyone. You know, you offer to send her something, she'll give it. She doesn't on live, she doesn't, but she does. She does. Observer actually had some trouble with her before when he was threatening the police. She was doing it with us. The police were never contacted. She never did it.
No, I've had the threats as well that I'll get what's coming to me and everything like that. And I've said, well, crack on. Nothing I'm doing is wrong. I've not been derogatory. I've not made threats. Everything that I have said is just countering what you have already said online with evidence to show that you're not telling the truth. Nobody is going to pull me on that. You know, it is a known thing, freedom of speech, and to right the wrongs of defamation, as I've put on my page or on my old one.
What you're doing isn't illegal. What she's doing is illegal. What she doesn't seem to understand is, don't get me wrong, everyone needs help, right?
Yes, they do.
But would you go out of your way then to come on live every day? Because it is every day, and well, almost every day anyway, and she puts her child in the camera or she puts a child in the background. No, she shouldn't be begging online. She shouldn't be doing it, no. But she's also putting her child online where previously we've experienced where, you know, it'll be the little things like she'll get donated like £100 to go to Aldi. And her child in the background and say, "Oh, I really want a toy car." Now, a toy car from Aldi is about £1.99, right? £1.99 anyway. So I assume it must be for a cheap little Hot Wheels car, £1.99, £2.99.
Yeah,
then she'll come in the car and she'll sit on the camera and she'll go, "Oh, well, we can't afford that." Yeah, see, Casey remembers this. She sat in the car and she was like, "I can't afford that. You know, I haven't got £2.99. I haven't got £1.99. I've only got this. You can buy one pack of sweets." But to a child, even a 10p Flump or Freddo, now they're expensive, but then a child would be happy. And she'd look into the camera and she knew what she was doing. She'd then point the camera to him and she'd get that money. She'd get that £2.99. But nowhere would you ever see him saying he's got that car.
No. She did the same thing on that live about with Tay. I was watching that live and, you know, you could hear her little boy talking to her quite clearly where he was sat near that camera. And then all went quiet. And I remember her going, you know, "I can't get you ice cream. I haven't got it." Now, Tade'd already sent her £80 by this point anyway. So I can't. I'll try tomorrow if I can. I'll really try. And then when she went, "Oh, don't cry." Well, you didn't hear even a sniffle out of the boy. Jareth saying, "What you crying for?" Nothing. It was silent. When she then said, "Oh, you know, Tay's going to send us some more money," all of a sudden you can hear him talking again. Clear as day, sat next to that camera. If he was crying and whining for ice cream, we would have heard it. He was sat right next to the camera. It was all put on to get more money sent over.
I don't know if you're not aware, but when we used to screen record her, Kate's just mentioned there, sorry, it's on WhatsApp, she's at work. She mentioned there about a girl or a lady called Corey that sent her that £3.99 for the car. But there's also another instance where she sat on live and she was begging, she was talking about the price of a Chinese, you know, how much a Chinese would cost. And her mods, Solitude and another lady, I don't know who she was, but they sent her money for a Chinese anyway. The next day she'd come on, she'd had a lady called Luby Lou sent her money for, sent her a...
What have I missed?
It was a Tesco, wasn't it? A Tesco food shop. And she turned around and said that her fridge freezer, you know the fridge freezer that's in the flat now? Or
yes.
She got rid of it. She claimed that didn't work.
It works fine. There was nothing wrong with it. I mean, we've still got rid, but it worked fine.
Yeah, see, so in that instance, see, everyone remembers this. In that instance, she turned around and said that it didn't work, so she didn't have food. She showed everybody in that live her fridge freezer, American one, her freezer and her fridge, and said that she had no food. But when she opened it, there was food in there. Now, if you had a broken freezer, you wouldn't have frozen food in there, would you?
No, exactly. No.
Yeah, she looked out the window. That's a good point. Casey, the Milo is Casey. She's just mentioned there. The reason why a lot of people found out where she had lived is because she actually put her camera on live, pointing outside the window to the Chinese. So all you got to do is Google where she lives.
The Chinese, of course.
Chinese, and then turn the camera, and you can see her. Like, see the flat.
This one, but
So she actually blamed quite a few people for leaking her address for that Chinese incident. But
No, that's silly.
if you had children, hold on, sorry, let me just. Oh yeah, she as Kate's just mentioned here, she claimed about another freezer that she had no food. Now that freezer she didn't show us. She showed the fridge in the kitchen, and then she showed the American fridge freezer. Now in the kitchen there's a chest of freezer that Becky bought that was filled to the brim with food.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That Luby Lou bought. I don't know where Luby Lou is now. I did block quite a few people when we stopped. Just to keep them off. I'm sure they follow you. There's also a girl called Corey that follows you. Actually, that's quite interesting. We did team up with her before, and she did run back to Wendy. I don't think she's with Wendy anymore, but she did run back to Wendy at the time. And then videos that I sent you of her talking, of Wendy talking around the child like that. Yeah. Corey was initiating it. So we stopped talking to them because they initiated it. You know. Yeah.
Can I ask you? I do have a question. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of people saying, obviously, about this broken window. Mm-hmm. Obviously, their excuse was that it blew shut in the storm, but I've heard it said a lot that it was broken during an argument on a live, and that it's been talked about on the live. What was that all about? Because I've never heard the full story of how that window was broken, but apparently it was mentioned on a live, or it was done on a live.
See, I'm not too sure about that. The incident with them arguing was a door. You know when I mentioned on your comments about the door? Yeah, Jareth broke the window on live. I've just had a message there.
Right, okay.
Kate's got a recording. I'm sure you're more than welcome to message her or she'll message you. She has a recording of that.
That would be fantastic if I could have that recorded.
We have quite a lot. We have quite a lot of stuff where you know when I mentioned on your comments about the lock, and obviously you must have been confused about the lock on the door.
Yes, yeah, because that was on the outside of the little boy's bedroom.
We didn't know that. See, we knew about a lock on the inside of their bedroom or the living room. I'm assuming.
They kind of switched, didn't they, from the bedroom
Wendy
to the living room?
kicked down the door.
Right.
On live.
I just got to ask: is there a reason why there's locks on the bedrooms?
Well, I'm assuming it was to keep the little one in. You knew what he was
like. In one of your videos, there's locks on one of the bedrooms. Is there a reason for that?
Well, they put them on, and we were quite destructive when we saw them because, I mean, one of the rooms that had, it is a bog basic hook and string, so that you cannot open it. And it was on the inside as well. There was on the inside and the outside. But the only reason to put that on the outside is to stop someone getting out. There is no other reason for that. There was also a very large bottle of, well, what it said on there was forest fruits. That was actually full of urine in that room that we had to get rid of. So I can only assume whoever's room it was, and it's got to be the little boys because it had very young children's toys, Legos and stuff in there.
Yeah.
That he was having to pee in a bottle.
Oh, wow.
Because there was a full bottle of urine left on the radiator.
I also got a message there stating that the reason why Jareth had locks on the doors was because his therapist told him to put locks on the doors.
Why would a therapist tell you to put locks on the doors?
Well, we do have, because like I said, we spent months watching them. We do have a few screen recordings actually of Wendy winding Jareth up in the flat while the kids were there.
Just to get a reaction out of him.
Yeah. It got pretty bad.
For that side of things. They really are. They both wind each other up and react, and the only difference there is that Wendy uses it to her advantage to try and get sympathy when it does happen.
The problem is, I will say it, why the Observer screen recording. She's already heard the stories that we've all told about ourselves and whatever. The reason why Wendy couldn't get away with what she did was because a lot of us have actually been through DV, so her stories didn't make sense. So, for instance, it would be things like she called the police. I don't know if I still have the recording. She called the police, tried to get him removed. He was on the tenancy, so she couldn't. And she stated, wasn't it, in one of the lives, in that live, actually, specifically, when we got her the night in the box, didn't we? She mentioned, oh, well, he's essayed the kids. And the police said, no, he hasn't.
Yeah, I remember that.
And she said that in front of 400 people.
That's low.
And police out with it. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, sorry. Wendy wanted £20 because she had mentioned that her mother's cat had died, and she wanted £20. I have the recording on my TikTok on private. If, like I said, if you want, I'm not bothered anymore. You know, she mentioned my name on live. She can crack on with it, right? I told her if she mentioned my name again, I'd get involved, and she did. So,
oh, right. See, I've missed the last 2 lives, to be fair. I've been informed on what's been said in sent clips, but I have missed.
Yeah, no, she mentioned that she thought that we were involved when we weren't up until now. Until now, this point now.
Well, no, you haven't been involved, and I can say that. Nobody's been involved but me and the others that, like Tay, when she saw for herself.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I don't go to people. People are coming to me.
Yeah.
I'm not searching out any of this information. People are contacting me, willing and happy to want to send me things. She seems to think I spend my life stalking her, and I really don't. I have a life. I don't sit here and wait for her to go live.
No,
you know what I mean?
but the point I'm trying to put across, right, is we know Wendy's watching. Wendy always watches. No matter how many times you don't talk, she watches.
To be honest, sorry guys, I just want to say, like, me and Christina have been on the sidelines for months. We stopped for months because we couldn't be bothered with it all. When things were getting too, like, heated, things were getting involved, and we were like, you know what, we're just not going to deal with it anymore. Our friendship group, I'm going to say this now, our friendship group broke up because of all of it. People have run back to her, right? Yeah. You, like you're saying, people are coming to you.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't remember what I was going to go with this. But
I'll allow it now for you, Kel. Right, basically, our friendship group, it disappeared. It did, because it was so draining watching her. It was draining. It affected our relationships. It affected our friendships. It made everyone paranoid. It made everyone think we were talking about each other.
Yeah. When Christina said it made us paranoid, like just as our friendship was about to break up, Wendy and Jara said they were going to go to the police regarding all of us, right? To be honest, they threaten the police about 1,000 times a day, if I'm honest with you. That's a ballpark figure. They don't threaten it 1,000 times a day, but I'm just saying it hypothetically. They threaten it all the time. Yeah. They turned around and said they were going to get the police on all of us, and I did panic. I've turned around to Casey and Christina saying that I don't want the police involved. I got stuff going on in my own personal life, right? I went for a drive. I didn't speak to the girls for a couple of hours, and they were asking me if I was okay because I was that scared. Normally, when they say they're going to get the police involved, we would laugh it off because they would say, oh, we're going to go to the police. We're going to do this. And we were like, go on then. At the end of the day, they had one address of our whole entire friendship group, and unfortunately, that was Christina. They didn't have mine. They can't get my address. They can try, but they can't get my address. If you're watching, good luck, because I don't live at that address if you find it. I don't live there, so...
Yeah, they also had Kate's, which luckily enough, they didn't actually out and alive. They did threaten to out Kate's, and they threatened to out Kel's. Yeah. But because it was me live, they come onto my live.
I don't know how they got my address, because they don't even know my address. I never told anybody my address.
But the thing is, right, going off subject, the thing is, right, Wendy had given her address to multiple people, yeah?
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Yep.
So the reason why she'd done that is because she'd come on live. It wasn't just since November last year. Wendy has been begging for 2 years. 2 years.
Oh, yes.
The Facebook group.
She has been using... It was first rent arrears, weren't it, where she stated that she needed money for rent arrears. Citizen Advice had helped her.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
We found her, Kel found her first, and then me and Kate found her. There was a few ladies. I'll mention it, right? I don't care. So there was a lady there was me, Kel, there was Kate, there was Kirsty, Shona, Casey, who am I missing? Kip. Oh, what's her name? Sam, Corey, and there was another one. Emily. Sorry, Emily, if you're watching. We all teamed up in a little group chat. They were telling us their stories of how they felt sorry for her. And it all seems to initiate back to the kids' birthdays.
Yeah. It would
Right,
always
yeah.
be like, oh, there's birthdays coming up. First it was Colton's, then it was Blake's, then it was Christmas, and it would just be a never-ending cycle of birthdays, Christmas.
Yeah.
I like Christina, carry on.
Oh, hold on. I'm just.
See, I do think it's
Just more
amusing,
information.
really, when you look at it a bit from the side. I mean, they did have a lot of rent arrears that, as Gareth has said himself in the videos he uploaded, that it was in the thousands, which Citizens Advice paid off, and then they actually paid the top up.
Yeah.
So it was
No,
basically, they bridged the gap between what they got housing benefit wise and what the rent was, so that technically they wouldn't have to pay anything. They just hand over the housing benefit, and Citizens Advice would have paid the next bit, and that would have covered the next 12 months rent.
Yeah.
That's Gareth words in himself, but again, they still ended up in debt, loads of in debt, and she didn't pay any of it. None of the housing benefit went to him. The only thing he had was the top up from Citizens Advice. They never bothered. This is what I don't get. It's not just the rent arrears of she didn't pay the excess on top. They never paid the housing benefit to him either. So they have all that money every month, and that's what frustrates me. Is I know that's happened. I've seen the struggle it caused to the landlord, because he's having to pay the mortgage and all that on the flat for them to live there. They're basically squatting, and he's paying for the privilege of them to do that, while still having his own place and his own family to have to deal with. So it's not fair. And then for them to, talk about it in the way they have done, and to trash the flat the way they did before they went. It's just, good luck to the council. Good luck to the council, because they're going to trash any place they're given.
The council won't house them in council; it'll be private, and even then, they won't pass the credit check.
The council will house them. The council, they are right in that the council have a duty of care because they have kids.
If it's rent arrears, the thing is, if it's rent arrears, they don't. It depends where you are in the council. They don't if you have rent arrears.
The thing though, they've not gone out there on rent arrears. This is why this whole electric fire, and I am using quotation marks here, came about, because it was trying to find an excuse to get themselves into temporary accommodation before they were evicted for the rent arrears, because the rent arrears would have gone against them. So on their paperwork, that's not why they're homeless. They're homeless in the paperwork due to an electrical fire.
Guys, I just want to let everyone know I am coming off at 11:15. Just to let everyone know.
So I'm not going to be much longer myself now. It's getting past my bedtime.
It's getting past your bedtime.
I'm worn out. It's been a long day. But yeah, the electrical fire, I've got to mention it, because yes, there was an electrical fault. Personally, I'm dubious as to whether that wasn't tampered with a lighter.
Thank you for the follow, Jen.
That's my own opinion. We can't take that as gospel. But for it to take 2 attempts for the fire brigade to come out and find anything, for starters, if there was a smell of smoke, they would have known that. They're fully trained. They know the difference between the smell of tarmac outside and an electrical fire. And he said so himself, that nothing was discovered until Wendy fiddled with them light fittings. But it's convenient. They would not let an electrician fix it because they wanted rehousing. That was literally the end of the entire thing, was to get in temporary and get their foot in council property. That is all it was about. Literally.
You say that there is. I'm not sure if it was you. Or the Wendy account that actually exposed the fact that Wendy was actually talking about tampering with the electrics.
Oh yes, no, that was me. I happened to come across that in the video that was actually on Big Steph's page. Wave out to Big Steph.
I'm actually banned from TikTok Tea Observer. I got banned within like 5 minutes of joining that place. When I was moderating for Wendy, I joined because Wendy mentioned that she was on TikTok Tea, and I was a moderator at the time, and I was like, oh, I'll join to see what they're saying. Within 5 minutes, I was banned.
I've been requesting on there for about 3 days. No one's accepted me yet. Just out of curiosity, because I was told to get on there.
Because I've requested again, because I was in it, and I left. Obviously, when my address got leaked, I left. Just in my Facebook.
Guys, it's the
Wendy
page
was-
that we were laughing
Yeah,
about.
I didn't want my any of my information found after obviously my address was leaked. I had to protect my kids.
Of course, yeah.
So I left all the groups on Facebook, including TikTok Tea. I did request again because I was intrigued on what they were putting. Like I said, I haven't been watching her. I only watched her maybe 2 days ago, maybe,
Yeah.
and saw that she had about 400 people in her live. And I thought, well, it's nothing
thing is,
new. All you got to do is
coming
put in a
forward
few
after
tears, cry a few times, and you'll have multiple people in your life. We know
The thing
this.
is, though-
How many times have I raised my voice and we've had 300, 400 people in there?
Loads.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
they
it doesn't-
people like lots of drama.
Yeah, literally,
the
it doesn't
second
take a
people come in,
genius.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to put on tears and be like, oh, I want this, I need this, I need this, I need that, I need this, I
Yeah.
need that. And the next thing you know, you've got 500 people in your comments going, what's wrong? What's up? Can you tell us our story? Which is what she gets day in, day out.
Do you know what it is though? Do you know what's frustrating? What's really frustrating, right, is the fact that we sat there from January. We sat there for about five months
Yeah.
exposing her. You can ask the Observer because we teamed up with them originally.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to the Observer a bit as well.
Yeah, see, we exposed her for months. We spent, and I mean, I'm talking, we were late for school. Well, I was late for school runs. We were up till 2 a.m. talking about her. We had 300, 400 people in. People were late for work. We were late for school runs. You know, we weren't spending time with our families. And what's frustrating, right, is the fact that it stopped because she went so personal to the point where she. I sent loads of gifts on live 2 years ago when she was pleading poverty. See, Observer knows how bad it was. It was
This
that
just
bad.
proves how long she's been doing it for.
Yeah, but Observer knows how bad it was. It was that bad that we had to stop because she was leaking addresses. Now, I had her address for months, and I not once, no matter how many people asked for it, and you can ask Observer, I never gave it, ever.
No.
Ever. I had people in the box that were paedophile hunters. Right.
Had loads.
The post that I exposed, what I sent you today,
Yeah.
shows you shouldn't talk around children like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course you shouldn't. Not in the
Right.
slightest.
So I had people asking for that address. I never gave it ever. I obviously exposed what she was allowing her child to say, and my address got leaked. So I stopped, and I didn't expose her address in that process. I left it. The only reason why her address
Because you're a
was
bigger person.
exposed was because of her with the Chinese.
Yeah. You're a bigger person, which most of us on here are.
You have
You
to
get
be
those-
when children are involved. You have to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not about that. Do you know what I mean? It's not about trying to get people around to her. All we want her to do really is wind her neck in and stop the scamming. Do you know what I mean? If you went on once in a blue moon every now and then and asked for a bit of help, nobody would begrudge it. People would probably quite happily help out. It's this all the time, this scamming, the excuses and the lies that is coming out of their mouth in order to get this stuff is what's frustrating.
What
I mean,
people
I'm
need to understand
gobsmacked.
is it's okay. It's okay to ask for help.
Of course it
It's
is.
not okay to take advantage of people's kindness.
Yeah.
It's not.
Some of the things that people have said to me, and I've had numerous people contacting me, absolutely distraught, and I've spent a good hour talking to them and trying to big them up, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm a fool and I'll never trust again," and I've said, No. You're a nice, generous person. Do not feel that way. Don't feel put off. It's the people that have taken, your generosity and turned it around that should be ashamed.
I just want to put this across now that Raise Awareness has mentioned it. Anyone that in this live that has gifted or sent money to Wendy, don't sit there and think that you're a fool, you're this, you're that. You're not. You went along with the story that she was given, thinking that you were doing the right thing, saying, "Oh, I will send this amount of money to help them, this guys," and then you've turned around and found out that she has done this for so many years, right? Don't sit there and think that don't sit there and think that you are foolish for sending money. You're not foolish. You are helping somebody who you thought was in trouble and dire need of it all. When in reality, They're not in dire need of it all. Yes, maybe I'm putting this now in air quotes. Maybe they need it now, but in reality, they've been doing this for 2+ years, right? Jem, don't feel a fool. We've all done it. Me personally, Christina personally, never sent money. I sent gifts, right? Yes, I didn't send loads of gifts. I didn't send thousands of gifts. I sent maybe what? A £5 worth of gifts, but that's £5 at the end of the day. What can £5 buy you at the end of the day? £5 can buy you maybe what? Sounds really bad. Maybe what? Chicken? That chicken.
What made most of us feel sorry for her was, I think, mainly speaking for about 50% of people. Most of it was the fact that she had kids. Yeah, that were starving. You won't want to see a child starving.
Exactly.
Mainly what made me feel sorry for her was the domestic violence part.
Yeah.
It was the fact that, you come across this big character, Jareth, for instance.
Oh.
See, you have kids. Yeah, see, I have 4, so I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
She does pull on heartstrings, but what got me and what got see, I can experience this from alive. Okay, when she kicked out Jareth, 99% of women in there had experienced domestic violence. Now, Observer knows my story. It's on. I'm assuming it's on YouTube, so I'm not too sure. She has my story. I won't repeat it. But what pulled on our heartstrings was the fact that she has kids in that property that have to deal with how Jareth is. Now, I'll put it there now. It's not just Jareth. 50% is Wendy. In that flat, Wendy broke down doors. Jareth broke a window. Wendy used the washing machine, breaking as her way to wind up Jareth. Now, Observer's seen most of this. I think Observer still has the clip of the police when the police turned up. Like I said, she lied about SA. Yeah, and the police outed her. I just want
to say that when the last time that she got the police involved, she was on live, and the police did turn up. Last time she kicked Jareth out, police were there. She put because apparently she felt scared around Jareth. Christina, do you remember she was on live when the police were there?
Yeah, but I mean in the one where she pretended that Jareth SA'd them kids, and the police turned around and said no, he hadn't. He hadn't hurt them. He had never made them feel scared. The kids were in the background. He'd never made them feel scared. In fact, the older child went into the room with Jareth and said, "Can you walk the dog?"
Yeah.
So he took the dog out. And like I said, Observer was there when I outed her. I absolutely outed her. I embarrassed myself actually talking about my past. But I did it because it needed to be done for 400 people. What got me was the DV. She makes people feel sorry for her. The fact that a lot of people do, unfortunately, feel sorry for.
Hey, Tay.
Hi, Tay.
Had outed her for
live, Tay.
being kid. Having kids. As a mother, you wouldn't see a child starve, would you?
No, of course you wouldn't.
Just like my friend who is sat next to me now, she's a mother of 2 kids. Just like Christina, you're a mother of 4. I wouldn't see anybody who has kids go without. I would give them my last £5 if I had it, right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
I would give anybody my last £5 because that's the type of person that I am. Whether you've got kids or not, if you are struggling or not, if you message me and say that you need this, that, and the other, I will give it to you. Yes. Because that's the person that I am. Just like anybody else in this world. But especially if there's kids involved, you would turn around and be like, okay, you can have this then. You would give them the last of your money because there's kids involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
And that's the thing, going back to what obviously Kelly was saying, all these people that, like I say, have contacted me, and maybe ones that could be watching that haven't, you cannot feel ashamed because that is how she does it. And people taking advantage of your generosity does not make you a fool. And, I don't want it.
Oh.
I'm assuming she's been spam reported.
Probably, yeah. Raise awareness. She's just joined again. Have you been dropped?
Invite her back and see if she can join.
No,
but the thing is, Observer, right, is you already know, right, from the beginning of awareness, you know how bad she is. You've seen the stuff that me and Kate have sent. You've seen the lives that we've all experienced. So Kel, Casey, everything have experienced. She is the worst of the worst. She is. You can put her in that category.
Yeah, honestly, as Taya said, she uses the kids. But me and Christina and Casey have all turned around and said that when we were all like, Casey joined part of it because of when I was talking about Casey regard when we were outing her, right? But before Casey got involved with it all, me, Christina, and Kate were sat there going, "Oh, we feel sorry for the kids because of the littlest. We felt sorry because of B. I'm not going to say his name. Yes, people know his name because people say his name anyway. Wendy says his name. I'm not going to name him. I'm going to say his B, right?
Invite Ray's back, Kel.
I did. So we all felt sorry because Wendy has a little one in the house. Yes, C is older, but he's still a minor. So we all felt sorry for the fact that she has two young kids.
He's also old enough to go and find a job. He should have his national insurance number.
Yeah.
And if he's got his national insurance number, he can go and get a job.
Yeah, but also what makes me laugh is the fact that he was, when Jareth got kicked out initially, when this all kicked off at the start, he was saying, "I don't want Jay back in the house. I don't want this. I watch him try and get back in the house." Now that Jay is back in the house and people are outing her again, Colton's piped up. I'm sorry, I just said his name. But Colton has piped up saying, "Oh, watch this, watch that." He's old enough, as Casey said, to find a job. Maybe there's reasons as to why he can't have a job. Maybe there's, like I said, there may be reasons why he can't find a job, but he does have a national insurance by now. National insurance number by now to go and find a job. To go and help out if they're in that much of a dire need.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't work when I was 16. I didn't work until I was 19. I was in college until the age of 16 to 19.
Yeah, but even if he went to college, he should get 60 quid ESA.
Exactly, you should get ESA. I don't know if that's like a UK thing or just a Welsh thing. ESA, I don't know if that's like a universal thing. Whereas in Wales we get ESA, which is where if your child is in higher education, they get £60 education. I got it when I was in college. I got £30 a week.
Yeah, I mean, no, here, if you go on to further education, your parents will continue getting child benefit and other add-on things for you see, so long as that child is in further education. So the benefits won't change as he's got to that age if he's in education, as far as I'm aware.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't have children. Christina can vouch for me here. If you're in higher education, you've got children, you still get your benefits. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. My friend that's with me now is just confirmed.
Education, you still get your benefits.
So as you can see, there's two filters on your. As long as you're still in education, you still get your benefits. So she would still be claiming all of her benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it
I imagine so,
also if Jareth is in the house? Shouldn't there be two claims, not just one? From last time I heard from all of it, she was just claiming single.
I believe it has to be a joint claim.
Has to be a joint claim.
From
Jareth
what I
hasn't got a
remember,
job
she
anymore.
was claiming as a single because she kicked Jareth out. I don't know if they've changed it to a joint now. I'm not sure.
They would have had to have, because you can't use the same address for two separate claims.
Yeah.
And it's like roommates, whatever, I think. Oh, I don't know.
The problem is, right, is reading the comments, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, right? There isn't. Don't get me wrong, there isn't.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong with asking for help as long as it's within. It's going to sound really bad on my end, as long as it's within reason.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, this is what I'm trying to get across, right? Is there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Yeah, everyone needs help. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if everyone knows the story now, see, me and the group work quite close with a lady called Becky. I still talk to her daily. Well, she messages me once a month daily. It depends what Wendy's doing. She messages me anyway. Recently it's been daily with stuff that Wendy has said to her.
Yeah.
voice recordings, screenshots, whatever. When we initially started exposing Wendy, we agreed that Wendy would pay her £50 a month. Now, I say that because she owed Wendy a lot. Wendy owed her a lot of money, Becky,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, she does. Yeah, a whole lot.
We had all the information of what was owed, why it was owed, voice recordings, sympathy recordings. Unfortunately, trigger warning, Wendy had threatened to end her life if she couldn't get this money. So this lady, a lady with no children, hardworking, she was on the sick, sent her the money. So Wendy on live had said that she weren't going to pay her back the money. So I come on live on a lady called Kate's Live. Kel, Casey, Kirsty, Emma are in the box. Another lady called Emma was in the comments. A few other ladies. We set up a payment plan, £50 a month. Now, recently, to this point now this is where she's took advantage. A few of the ladies that we used to expose Wendy have ran back to Wendy.
Yeah.
Threats of the police, which weren't true. They've ran back. Anyway, that isn't my point. My point is the fact that these ladies have given her advice. Look, you don't have to pay this lady back. Bearing in mind, Wendy has acknowledged that she owes the money.
Yeah, she has.
£50 back. But she has acknowledged it. More importantly, in the court's eyes, she has acknowledged that she owes this money.
Yeah. And that she said she would pay her back.
Yeah.
And there's video evidence of her saying that. So
Yeah. So if this lady takes her to court, which she is, and I will be with her every step of the way.
yeah.
She takes her to court for a CCJ. Wendy will be screwed. But Wendy thinks that because she has these women that used to expose her behind her, that she doesn't have to pay her back. Now, yes, she may have needed the money at first. We all struggle for food. You know, we all have kids. Well, most of us have kids, grandchildren, mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. You wouldn't want to see them hungry, would you? No.
Of course not.
So you would do your utmost right to get money. Now, coming on live, can someone help me out with £100? People would help. It's gone from £100 to, you're talking, now correct me if I'm wrong, whoever's in the comments that knows this, because we've exposed them and calculated it. Wendy has had nearly 10 grand in gifts, wish list payments, so Amazon,
Yeah.
PayPal,
Shopping stuff. Yeah.
Iceland's, Asda, Tesco, any shopping, petrol, car battery. Wendy has had over 10 grand. Yeah, somewhere along the way. So there's a difference between needing help and taking advantage of help.
Yeah.
So you would go from, please help me, I can't feed my kids, I'm on universal credit. My money's gone on rent, I can prove it. Here's my statement from Universal Credit. Here, I'll prove it. This is my bank statement, this is what it's gone on. I have £10 left. She hasn't done that. When has anyone ever seen her Universal Credit Journal statement? Never. No, they get more than that, Wendy Woo. They get more than that. They get just over 2 grand. 2,100 we calculated. And Wendy confirmed. And that's not paying rent.
Wow.
That's not paying the rent to the landlord. Wendy admitted that she gets that much. We have proof of that. Like I said, we've been exposing her for months. We stopped because my address was leaked. So we're carrying on. I still have all the evidence. I can expose it. I have it all.
Want to come across his comment saying they gamble? Do they actually?
No, they don't gamble. I don't know where that's come from. They don't. It's been a rumour, yes. They don't gamble. What they do is they are addicted to shopping. So you see her nails. I don't have nails. I bite them. But you see her nails, her eyelashes, her hair, her face, her dresses. She is addicted to buying.
Yeah.
So can you imagine, right? Put it in your heads, not rudely, obviously. I'm tipsy, but put it in your heads that you get paid £2,100. You have paid your rent. So she's in a different property, yeah. So she's paid her rent. She's paid her storage. No, I say storage because it's not true. She's paid her council tax.
She's
She's
paid all
got
of
her
her
food
bills.
shopping. Now, say you walk into a shop and you see a £100 bag. You know you've got the money in the bank, but you could go and buy a takeaway. She's come on live and asked for that £100 for food. She's got her child in the background, her partner on the other side, giving his sob story of his PTSD. She's got her other son in the background, how he can't go out, but we have proof that he's been out. Would you feel sorry for them? Would you want people to feel sorry for you?
Right.
Your 6-year-old can't
I'm
eat.
gonna say this right now, right? For the job I work, I get a decent amount of money, right? I pay my bills come out the same day that I get paid, right? The day I get paid, all of my bills come out the same day, maybe 2 days after. My rent gets paid to my father, my car gets paid, my insurance gets paid, my phone bill gets paid, the gas and electric gets paid, everything gets paid on that same day I get paid. Whatever's left over is what is for me for that month. The difference between me and Wendy is that I budget. If I have the money, I will budget for what I need. Whereas Wendy will say, oh, I need this done, I need this done, I need this done. But she will sit on live and be like, I need this, I need that. If any help would be needed. You don't see people that work day in, day out. Anybody, whether you work 2 hours a day to 50 hours a day, right? Whether you work no hours a day or you claim benefits, or if you work full-time, part-time, whatever that be, people like us, right? And I'm saying this to everybody, people like us, whether you claim benefits or you work part-time or full-time, you don't see us begging for help because we manage to budget, or we manage to go day by day on what we live on. Whereas Wendy gets all of her benefits, pays all of what she may need to pay or what she doesn't pay, but will sit there, as Christina says, saying, you see £100 bag, she will buy it. She will see, here is £50. Oh, I can pay that £50. Where that £50 could go towards her rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is what you just said. We live within our means. We live within our means.
The piles of stuff we had to get rid of that was left in the flat, and I mean there were 3 or 4 old mobile phones, 2 or 3 old laptops, amongst, I mean, loads of it. It was 3 loaded trips, and that's just for the smaller stuff to remove.
Can I ask a question about the flat?
Yeah.
You put the obviously you put the video up, didn't you, of the flat and how disgusting it was? I was absolutely, it was disgusting. The cans on the radiator, did you ever find out what they were?
I didn't look in the cans, but there is a picture of a bottle on there.
Can I ask?
And that was full of urine. Well, there was a bottle full of urine.
Right. Yeah.
But they were alcohol cans. Yes, I can tell you that much. I don't know what type, but yes, it was alcohol.
Right. So if I just want to acknowledge this because I had a message. Wendy and Jareth had stated that they didn't drink, right? Obviously you've now stated the fact that there were alcohol cans, bottles in the flat. The other day on live, Wendy and Jareth, someone had commented about drinking, and Wendy's turned around and said, "Oh, I wish I could have a piss up."
Yeah.
Now, this is now to get to my point. Now, when people were in the comments and said, "Do you drink or smoke?" Wendy turned around and said she doesn't drink. Jareth said he doesn't drink. But on Christmas, they were bought alcohol that was in the fridge freezer. They claimed it was in the fridge freezer, right?
Well,
now, when you went into that fridge freezer, was there alcohol in there?
The fridge freezers were emptied. That's the only things that they did empty. Although I did find there was in the bottom of one of the cupboards, I found a good 20, 30 cans of food, all out of date, different types of food, all just chucked around under cabinets around the back. But no, the fridge freezer they had emptied.
Yeah, see, now that states, right, if they weren't drinking, that alcohol would still be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also the fact that when you went, the first video that you posted when you first started stating of everything to do with Wendy and Jareth, that the flat was left in a state. Minus the fleas, there was pet feces.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say there was possible, I'm going to say this is possible, I don't know if if it's real or not, just by going off your video. Was there actual human feces?
There wasn't. It was mainly stains and smears, but it could have been both.
We
cannot
can
tell.
state them fleas though. We can state them fleas. Wendy sat on live when I become a mod in October, right, last year.
Yeah.
Wendy turned around and said, when Jareth was at work,
Yeah, I remember this.
hold on, hear me out. Her dog and her cat were itching.
Yeah.
Someone put in the comments, "Oh, do you have flea stuff?" She said, "No. When I get paid, I will buy some." It come to payday, the 26th of every single month,
Hi, Troy.
right? And someone said, "Did you buy flea stuff?" She said, "Oh, not yet. I can't afford it." Someone said, "Well, you got paid UC today." And her comment was, "Well, I had to go on car bills." Now, that day that she was meant to deflea her cats and dog, she had two cats at the time,
Yeah.
right? Not one, two. She said she messaged Becky. Now, from the evidence that I have anyway, Becky had proved that Wendy had asked for a car battery money. I don't know how much it was. Anyway, I'll have to go through WhatsApp. Now, that day, surely, if your cats and dog had fleas, you would waste £15 to go and buy. Is it Frontline for
Yeah.
your animal?
So, I have a Chihuahua. Everyone knows. Casey and Christina call him Dobby. I have a Chihuahua. His name is Casper. Wendy would know that I have a Chihuahua called Casper. My dog gets fleed and wormed. My dog gets fleed every month. My dog gets wormed every 3 months because I spend £15 to make sure he doesn't get fleas or worms. But as Christina stated, soon as your dog gets that, you would go out and buy the stuff that your dog or cat needs to make sure they don't get it again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest here, my dog got, I believe it was ticks. I'm going to say, I believe my dog got ticks maybe 2 months ago, because I messaged Milo in the comments saying that I found something on my dog. The first thing that I did was not literally throw my dog, by the way. I put my dog in the bath, give him a flea and tick bath, and then fleed him and wormed him, even though he was fleed and wormed the month before because I was. Yeah, exactly, because I was scared that he would get fleas and ticks because I saw one thing crawl on him and I was like, no, you are going in the bath. You are getting this, you are getting that. I went out.
But every animal, right, I'm sorry, right, but in the summer, every animal, majority of animals, 99% will catch, even if it's one flea.
Yeah.
And what you do as a responsible pet owner is if the flea treatment doesn't work, you buy a comb and you comb them every day.
Yeah. As
You
the-
do that every day. You do anything in your power. That child must have gone to school covered in flea bites by the look of that flat, right? Now, temporary accommodation, you're not allowed animals. So how has she got that dog and one cat? Where's the other cat? There's one cat.
I believe, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know if it's true or not. I believe the other cat is with her mother. I don't know if that's right.
You can invite Wendy Williams.
Yeah. Just what time is it? Can somebody let me know the time?
It's 11:10. But if I can go live, if it's a problem.
Yeah, I will probably jump off about 1:30 because my phone is going to die.
Right, we'll invite Wendy Woo, and then if push comes up, I'll go live.
Yeah,
I don't care about annoying Wendy. Crack on
No,
with it,
I'm
Wendy.
not. I'm not worried about annoying Wendy. I'm just saying my phone's going to die.
No, but she only knows my address.
Wendy, if you just request, or I can invite you. Oh, Tony, are you in here? Tony. Just to let you know, if you see Tony is my work friend.
Do you mean Troy?
No, Tony.
Who's Tony?
My friend from work.
Oh.
I don't know if you are still recording. Oh, damn it.
Oh, unlucky.
Do we have an account that Wendy Woo can go on?
The one thing I can say is that I deep cleaned the flat before they moved in, right? I can guarantee there were no fleas there. The flat was flea bombed anyway, as standard.
Exactly, Milo.
But
as long as
there
they're
were
up to date with their flea and tick They
Yeah.
will catch
But
the bare
then-
minimum, which will be what, 1, if that's it. But as soon as you see that 1,
Yeah, and I'm damn tasty for fleas. They like me. Well, as you could see in that video, they were on my feet instantly. There were no fleas before they moved in there. It was treated anyway, which is typical of an ender tenancy. You always do that anyhow. And as for the excuse of the fleas were in the floorboards, they're concrete floors. It was a third floor flat, a concrete flat. It was concrete floors. There isn't a floorboard in sight for these fleas to have hidden in. So
yeah.
it was a nice excuse to try,
Don't
but
get me
no.
wrong, right? Fleas can hide anywhere.
They can. Yes, they can.
From what I can understand, fleas can hide anywhere. But from what we have learned, I'm putting this now as learned, if they are watching, learned. Right? As
They
soon
are
as
watching. They are
yeah,
watching.
they are watching. They can watch as much as they want.
Right now, no, hold on. Right now, right, let's just clarify it. Wendy, Jareth, their oldest son, Solitude, and I'll say it, Kirsty, are watching.
They can watch it all they want, right? At the end of the day, I will put this out there. This live was not meant to be for an awareness live. Just this was just as a fun and games. But it's me, Christina, and Casey have all said we wanted to wind them up. We were just
No, she mentioned my name. No,
Yeah.
she mentioned my name. Right?
Christina.
We wind her up. There's no need for us to be brought into it. We have so much evidence, and I'm talking right. If I went onto my account right now and I let you all see my videos, I put them public, right? There would be so much evidence no one knew about. We had 300 people in live.
Yeah.
Most nights.
No, Christina, you know what I mean. You know what I'm on about. This live turned out to be like fun and games, didn't it?
I
We
was
started talking about Wendy and Jareth, and therefore
Okay.
it's turned into something else. But as Tim
Yes,
said,
this is me. I do remember their exposure, and we went live at the same time and embarrassed her.
Right. The exposure that we all did, it was me, Kate, Christina, Emma, and Shona. I'm going to name drop here. I don't give a shit.
And Kirsty, who ran
And
back.
Kirsty, sorry. And Kirsty, me, Kate, Emma, Kirsty, and Shona. I'm going to name drop here because Kirsty and Shona have run back to fucking Wendy because they are scared. Right? At the end of the day, you can go to the police, but you threaten the police 10,000 times a day, hypothetically, before you turn around and say, make a video saying that, oh, we threaten the police 10,000 times a day. No, you threaten the police, nothing comes from it. Kirsty and Shona went back to you because Kirsty was scared. I was scared at first when the last time you mentioned their name. You mentioned that you were going to bring the police into it, right? I was scared. You can even ask Milo in the comments and Christina. I was scared. I didn't speak to anybody for a couple of hours saying, I don't want the police involved. I don't want this happening, right? But Shona and Kirsty went back to you because they were scared. I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared about outing a scammer. I will sit here day in, day out and say that you are this, you are that. But we have the evidence to prove it. Same as raise awareness. Raise awareness has the evidence to prove it.
Kel, breathe a minute. Hold on. Right? Now...
I do apologise.
No. Hold on, please. I'm going to just say one thing, right? Now... Tay, how long were you a mod for Wendy for? The problem is, right, is when we outed them, right, we asked for everybody. We had a group chat, everybody, right, that ever outed her.
Sorry, Milo.
We know that Tay obviously sent her money. You sent her money, didn't you, for ice lollies? We saw that, right? And it's good that you've realised she's a scammer. And I'm so glad that Raise Awareness is messaging people because we tried on her strongest mods, right? Her strongest ones.
Strongest.
Right,
Sorry,
I'm
laughing. Strongest mods.
No, we did, right? And we got
I've
through
got to
in the end
clarify though,
because...
Christina, I don't message people, I just follow them.
Oh, no, just hear me out, right? No,
No, you carry on.
Tay, request if you can. I'm not sure if you can.
hold on, right? Let me talk for 1 second, right? 1 second.
Go.
A lot of mods that are coming clean now have only been mods for less than a month, right? We are talking about, we are the original mods. We are the ones that were there from day one. Yeah? We are the ones that outed her first. Now, all the evidence that you guys have now Raise Awareness has come with some amazing evidence. Amazing. All based on the flat, right? She's sticking up for that landlord. Now, that's what we wanted from day one. We wanted to make sure that landlord got a say. Because we heard so much crap about that landlord that we never believed, right? And it all come clear. So she's shitting herself. So all her mods that she's making now, say like, Tay, how did you become a mod? Did you gift her or send her money? I'm assuming you did, right? That's how you become a mod, because that's how we become a mod.
Okay.
And obviously when I saw the live, I saw the live where she tried to out you about talking to obviously Raise Awareness. We saw that. No, we've already said it. We've said request. We want to know everyone's story. Now, the only reason why we are speaking up again, now, I'm going to say it one more time. I went quiet because my address was leaked. I have 4 kids. Right? Now, Raise Awareness knows, I've already said, I wouldn't speak up. I did tonight because they mentioned my name. Kate, for instance, her address was leaked. Kel's address was threatened to be leaked.
How do I comment? Because my phone is on 10%.
What do you mean, how do you comment?
I can't comment. I just want to let everyone know if I die, my phone
No,
is...
I can go on to mine if you want me to.
What? Do you mind?
Right.
I may not join because Livy doesn't have a
Right.
phone charger.
What phone charger do you need?
So Livy doesn't have one. She's on Samsung.
She haven't got a C.
No, mine's not C. Mine's the pin.
Right.
But if everyone in this live,
Follow me and I'll go live now. And everyone can join the box, have your say, and I'll stay quiet.